Hi, how are you? I thought I would do a video just to answer some questions. There has been a little bit of confusion about what is needed legally for professional Reiki practice in the UK. So there is a little bit of confusion out there. And this is because at the moment in the UK, there is no formal regulation, compulsory regulation in place. There are bare basics that you need to have. For example, legally you will need to have some form of insurance to practice, usually professional indemnity and public liability insurance, and you will also need your level 2 Reiki certificate, and you should also then register with HMRC for tax purposes if you're self-employed and you're earning money. So that's set to the side. Those are the bare bones of what you need. There is no other formal legal requirement to be registered with a professional body, to be regulated by the Complementary and Natural Healthcare Council, or to register with the Reiki Council. However, it is recommended that if you want to set up professional practice, that you do take the time to do a little bit of additional training, just to make sure that you are representing Reiki in the best possible way. So let's think about this. You are brand new to Reiki. Initially, you start off doing your level 1. Your level 1 is for personal use only, for yourself, for friends, for family, for your animals, for your houseplants. It's a personal thing. So level 1 teaches you the basics. It teaches you how to channel the energy, teaches you where the system of Usui Reiki came from, and it teaches you how to handle that energy for yourself. It's primarily for your personal development, for your own personal healing. Then if you wish, you can move to level 2. Level 2 is the basic level that is required for professional practice. So what does that mean? That means that you can literally go along to a level 2 course, which usually lasts a day, a workshop of a day, and then you have your 21-day healing period for yourself afterwards. And then you are let loose on society at large. So the relevant Reiki bodies, there are professional bodies. There is a body called the Reiki Council, and then there are also regulators. So let me explain a little bit about what each of these are. So professional bodies, for example, the Reiki Guild, which is one of the largest UK bodies, or the UK Reiki Federation. Those are two of the largest ones in the UK. They are professional bodies. So Reiki practitioners, you and me, Reiki students, Reiki practitioners, anyone who has done a certificate in Reiki of some whatever level can apply to these professional bodies, and they have different levels of membership. They quite often have associate or student memberships. They then have professional practitioner memberships, and they also then have teaching memberships. So I'm registered as a teacher with the Reiki Guild, and my colleague Ashley Wood, who provides training from the Broken Quill, he also is registered then with the UK Reiki Federation. Okay, so we're both registered with professional bodies, and that is a choice that we made in order to set ourselves up as professional practitioners. Now, you don't have to. However, what the professional body does is it checks your lineage. So it checks that you've been properly trained by an accredited Reiki master such as myself or Ashley. It also then allows you to feel supported, because the professional bodies give you support. They give you a code of ethics to adhere to. They give you various different events that you can attend so that you can get your CPD, or continuing professional development hours, that you will need if you wish to be registered with them. So the professional body is there just to support and guide you and to give you a structure within which to work. Okay. And it also sets you apart then as someone who has gone the extra mile to be registered with a professional body and is therefore a trustworthy professional. Okay. That a member of the public can come to in total faith and confidence that you know what you're doing. You can register with a professional body simply once you have your Reiki training completed, or once you do your level 2, they will take you in. Some of them will take you in at level 1 as an associate or a student. So each professional body has its own set of requirements. Okay. Now the Reiki Council sits to the side of that. The Reiki Council sits as an advisory body made up of Reiki practitioners and Reiki masters, and that advisory body advises the professional bodies of the best way to practice, and it is constantly evolving and changing. But the Reiki Council have got together with professional bodies and then with the regulator. So the regulator sits on top of all this. So when you think of a regulated industry, if you want to work in the likes of the health service, so if you want to go and work in the NHS, you need to be regulated. And there are complementary and natural healthcare regulators. The CNHC is one of the biggest, and that's who I'm regulated with. And the CNHC have joined forces with the Reiki Council in order to put forward a structure of core curriculum training and advice for people who wish to be professional practitioners. And if you want to get regulated with the CNHC, they like you to have various different things. So they want you to have taken 240 hours of training. Now, that sounds like an awful lot, and it is quite a bit. However, it's easily broken down. 65 hours of that training has to be face-to-face. So that is made up of your Reiki 1 and your Reiki 2, plus any extra mentorships, share sessions, anything else you do face-to-face or, in live with your Reiki master, that's face-to-face. Even if it's across a Zoom call, it's still face-to-face because you are live with the Reiki master at that point. So 65 hours has to be done in person, live training, okay? The other 175 hours are self-directed study. However, 100 hours of that, so the 175 hours, 100 hours of that must be you receiving or giving Reiki. So you can log that every time you give yourself a Reiki session, every time you go for Reiki, every time you give Reiki to someone else, you log those and build up 100 hours of logged sessions, okay? The other 75 hours are self-directed study, so you can read Reiki books. I always recommend books and reading to my students. So, you will have a recommended reading list. So if you log the time that it takes you to read these books and that you can keep a log and prove that you've read them, that will count towards your self-directed study. Okay. The CNHC also like you to... they like you to submit case studies. So who do you submit them to? Usually to whoever's taking you through the training. Okay, so they would like you to see 10 or to create 10 case studies. Each case study should consist of at least 4 treatments. Okay, so that's, essentially 10 people having 4 treatments, 40 sessions. Those 40 sessions can also count towards your 100-hour log. So it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. The reason this is really good, if you're going to go out into professional practice, the market's really saturated with Reiki practitioners. So you need to know what you're doing. You need to be confident in your ability to deliver professional level treatments with someone. So that means you need to know how to speak to your clients, how to run your practice, how to recommend a course of treatment, Reiki treatment for that person. And this all comes from you practicing. So as you build your case studies and build your experience, this will really stand you in good stead. You're also then asked, the CNHC and the Reiki Council have said that it's a good idea to keep in touch with your Reiki master for at least 12 hours post-course mentoring and support. So that's either coming to them for Reiki sessions, coming to them joining Reiki shares, or having some sort of mentoring with your Reiki master. They also suggest that you have a working knowledge of anatomy and physiology. Now, I know a lot of people who are adding Reiki to their skill set already have that through the likes of a reflexology course or a massage course or some other course that you've done. But if you haven't and you want to do that for the first time, then it would be worth doing an AMP course. And you can do plenty of them online. There's lots available. Okay. They also recommend that you have other skills such as listening skills, counselling skills, basic counselling, practice management and business skills, and that you have a basic qualification in first aid. Okay, so all of that together is what they recommend before you open up as a professional practitioner. It's not legally required, it is recommended. And it is what you would need to do if you want to get registered with the CNHC. So I can help you with this. The way I have done this is I've put together like a diploma package for students. So it sits separately to level 1 and level 2. Because people who do level 1 and level 2 quite often do it simply for their own personal use, and they have no intention of going into professional practice, because Reiki is such a beautiful energy that it comes forward for you to use for yourself. And a lot of people never want to use it professionally. However, if you do wish to use it professionally, I urge you to consider doing the additional training just to bolt on to make you feel a little bit more secure in your Reiki practice. There's nothing to stop you going out and starting to offer the sessions, but you might want to do this alongside it just to give you that extra bit of support and guidance. So what I do is I can help you. I will give you 12 mentorship sessions with me. So that's 12 1-hour sessions with me. You can choose to use those in whatever way you want. So you can choose to come and have Reiki. You can choose to come and have maybe a little bit of Reiki and a chat. You can choose to just meet me online, and we can do I can answer your questions. We can do some distance Reiki work together. We can, whatever you want, I can mentor you in whatever way you need. If you've questions about people you've been working with and you're not sure how the energy's flowing for you, we can work together. So there's 12 1-hour sessions, and they come over the course of up to a year. Okay, so you can do it much quicker if you want. The Reiki Council recommend that you take at least 1 year from starting at level 1 to get into professional status. And that gives you a year to get all your case studies done and all your logged experience of giving yourself Reiki and experiencing it. Okay, so I offer this up to, to the course of a year. But it'll fit, it's flexible, so it fits in the time. It's all one-to-one work with you. Okay. I offer then, as part of this package, you get your 12 mentorship sessions with me. I also then offer you a day's first aid training, and you just slot into one of my first aid courses that I run. I'm a registered first aid trainer, so you can trust that you can get good quality first aid training with me. I also then will give you a business development and practice management session with me, and that will be either depending on if there's other people that are available and want to do it at the same time, we'll do it as a session in a group, or more likely the way it'll fall is that it'll fall at a time that suits you, and we'll come together and you'll get a 3-hour session with me where we can work together one-to-one and build, what do you need to build your practice. So it's like a coaching session with me. I'll also give you a client management skills session to help you with things like reflective practice and listening skills and basic counselling skills, where we'll do a little bit of role play together. And again, that's likely to be on a one-to-one basis, unless there's a larger group of people at the time who wish to do it, in which case we'll arrange a date that suits everybody. I will also then review and give you feedback on your case studies and your Reiki log as well, to help you ensure that all the requirements have been met, so that you can then go with confidence to the CNHC and ask for regulation if that's what you choose to do. All of that I have offered out at a composite price of $295. Okay, £295 to include 12 1-hour sessions with me, a 1-day emergency first aid at work course, business development and practice management skills, client management skills, and review and marking of all your log and case studies. So it's actually at a really, really low price for what you're getting. However, I've done it to try and help as many of my students as is humanly possible to get to the level that they want to get to if they are considering professional practice. If you're already working professionally and you feel that you would benefit from this, absolutely, you're more than welcome to come along too and to get in touch with me about it. As I say, this is a very personal thing, so it's usually offered on a one-to-one private basis with me. So you're getting some time with me. You can add that to your CPD log, and you can also then upskill and get your first aid, if nothing else, in amongst all this too. So if it's something that interests you, please get in touch with me. You can either email me at debbiebarr@rocksandrituals.co.uk, or you can private message me via the Facebook page, or simply just get in touch with me in whichever way is your preferred manner. Okay, so let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if it's something that you think you might want to do. As I say, it is a little bit confusing at the minute because it's not required by law. A lot of people don't bother. However, given what's happened this last year and a half with COVID and with new regulations that are coming in, those of us who were regulated by the CNHC, we were still able to work, provided we had a medical reason to do so. So it's definitely worth considering, because we don't know if something like this will happen again. I do suspect that eventually the powers that be will regulate the natural healthcare industry, and Reiki will be one of those things regulated. So it would be worth your while, to be perfectly honest, to consider getting yourself the additional training and getting yourself at the stage where you can easily get registered and regulated if you want. At the moment, it's a voluntary process. However, as I say, I do think it will become compulsory within the next 5 years. So it might be worth thinking about it now. But questions, here to answer them, okay? So please get in touch. Happy to have a chat with you and answer whatever questions you've got. And as I say, I appreciate that £295 does sound like a lot, but it's not really when you think about all that you're getting. Also happy to run that over a payment plan over the course of however many months you need. Okay, so if it's something that you want to do, get in touch with me. I'm booking in times into the diary now for people. And as I say, the majority of this is on a one-to-one basis. So get in touch. And if it's something you want to do, I look forward to hearing from you.